Good morning, friends. How are we doing today? Just making sure my audio is working right. I was moving stuff around. I was on another show this morning, hanging out with Shy Comic Girl, Haley, over on her channel. She was doing an impromptu kind of early morning stream, and I thought, hey, that could be kind of fun. So I jumped over there this morning and hung out with some good people and Justin. So that was kind of fun. We got Robert, the G Spot Galvin is here. What is going on? We got Captain Comics. Good morning to you, Steve. Hope your lady is doing well. Good morning to you, Tori. Promiscuous Time Traveler says, I'm still trolling comic gories. Now, you don't have to be sorry for that. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. What is up, Ariel? Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Rod. Big Will's got a fun auction going on tomorrow that I'm going to help moderate. So if you're not following Big Will, you can miss. He's got some risque, not so much for kids books going on tomorrow. We got Lady Fantastic. Good morning to you. And Pop Pop does rule. I agree. Pop Pop rules. Magic Lasso with the new logo going here. Checking in from the Regal Beagle, where the Ropers and I are heading for a new episode of Three's Company to drop. Hey, there you go. So he's referencing the Three's Company. 1, 2, 3 copies of Poison Ivy that I now have in my house. And I made a fun Three's Company video for it. Let's go. Good to see you, Rod. Thanks for coming by, man. The girls are awake and slowly working their way down here. Simon, what is going on? Good morning to you. Legion of Comics, my man. I only got one DC book this week, one Marvel book, and one indie. It was very good this week. What's going on, Grandmaster? Good to see you. How you doing? TK, I got a bunch of bat stuff going on around me today, so I thought you might appreciate that. Dalesman, good morning to you. Jennifer was on Fire Guy Ryan's channel last night, setting some things to rights with those crazy hooligans. JP, good morning to you. Hoping that box arrives today. There it is. Yeah, I went bat crazy because I was sort of celebrating the arrival of Poison Ivy in that 3.0 slab. I was kind of celebrating it. So this morning, this was a celebration of that. So sorry to people like Second Street Marvel. Not so much Marvel going on behind me. I have some Marvel way over here, but you can't quite see it. That's Mystique right there. I mean... What's up, Sleepy Reader? Good to see you. So, brother, what is going on? Kirk, good morning to you. Up early like the school principal. I mean, yeah, there you go. Let's see, did I get everybody? FYI, they are saying it's out for delivery. Fingers crossed, JP will have a fun unboxing later, today or tomorrow. We'll see. Los, what's going on? Good to see you. Going to the park. There you go. That park time with the kids. We might try to go to the beach. It's been insanely hot for February here in California. It was like 85 or 90 degrees earlier this week. It was wild. Old Wolf, good morning to you. Justin's in the chat. What's going on, Justin? Good to see you. Did I miss anybody? Background is oozing DC. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Apologies all around. DK, what is going on, Delphia and Kachung? Good to see you. Let's see. Just John, the show is not going to go well, right? That's always a bad start right there. I just woke Kachung up with the sound of John's voice. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. So yeah, I only bought 3 books this week, and I sadly have not read those 3. I've read some digital books, but I'll get into that in a little bit here. I got Superman, Son of Kal-El, the new issue 8. I got Devil's Reign, of course, Chip Zdarsky and Marco Cicchetto, issue 4. And then I got Bylines of Blood from Aftershock, issue number 2. So those are the only raw books I bought this week. And I didn't read them because I was reading a bunch of issues of Die for JP's show on Thursday night. And I was reading my X-Men digitally. So I read 3 X-Men books digitally. So I have not even gotten to those 3 yet, sadly. But here's what I loaded. And when the girls get out here, we will talk Batman. So don't worry, that'll happen. But here's what I loaded. So I've been reading X-Men books. Here's some of the books. I posted I've been posting my X-Men reviews on Instagram because I'm reading them digitally, so I'm not really holding the copies up anymore. But it's fun to talk about them at least. So this is issue 7 of X-Men by Jerry Dugan or Gary Duggan or Jerry Duggan. I mean, there's so many ways. I've not loved this run, as it says here, but there were some cool reviews. And Sync, if you like the character of Sync, and I really think he's underappreciated, check it out. I think this issue has some great stuff for that character. We got here. We got Sabretooth, issue number 1. And I liked it. It was good. I didn't love it. I know some people, like Promiscuous Time Traveler, Kyle never loves Marvel, but he thought this was his book of the week 2 weeks ago. He loved it. So shout out to you, Kyle. I didn't feel as strongly as you did. I like the idea. I just didn't love it. So I'm not sure how I feel about that one long term right there. Grandmaster says it's 5:35. He just got home from work. Wow. Yikes. Rarely gets the Aftershock. That's too bad. But I will say, I think Aftershock has a pretty good online store where you can get the books for cover price. I'm not certain on that, but I think they do. It might help. What is up, Michael from the Downright Nerdy Podcast? Good morning to you. So I agree. I agree with. I feel this comment in my soul, Caroline. But the whole point of the character is to point out how ridiculous superhero costumes, names, it is a satire. It is not done in real truth. It is done as a satire. The idea or the plot is the X-Men are on a rescue mission in New York, and Cyclops gets publicly murdered, which some of you might be very happy about. But Cyclops dies very publicly and is killed. So they can't resurrect him because publicly people will know that the mutants have cracked immortality and resurrection. So they're stuck without how do they use Cyclops now? So they had to invent a superhero named Captain Krakoa and give Cyclops this costume to wear and pretend to be somebody else because he needs to be dead. They need to pretend that he is permanently killed. So funny, it's a satirical comment on superhero characters and names and costumes because it's so stupid. It's designed to be ridiculous. So that's the point. Let's see here. What is up, Jeff Schultz? Good to see you. One love, my man. John likes Sabretooth as much as I. Yeah, I wished. I'm sorry. Riley is up too. Oh, man, to the sound of my voice. That's a tragic. I mean, it is justifiable, and it's pretty dang funny. And he does. I mean, a lot of people feel like he is annoying. So there you go. What is John Ross? Good to see you, Ross. He has been a whiner since a long while. Dead Cyclops and Lady F shows up. I mean, there you go. Yeah, he gets slashed at the neck, and then the paramedic that comes to rescue him is a bad guy who cuts the throat all the way and bleeds him out. And then like the news and the helicopters, like they show that he is dead. And so then it's like, okay, how do we allow him to be a public figure for the X-Men now? Because if they do, that's going to reveal the secret. I mean, they do. They give him a new outfit and everything. Ooh, people trying to hook you up with that Aftershock goodness. Hope everybody's doing well. For those of you children of the woods from Dark Horse is basically something is killing the children. If something to kill the children was actually a good series. Wow. Shots fired. No, he does not stay dead because it's comics and it's Krakoa. Nobody stays dead. But just wanted to throw that out there. The Captain Krakoa thing, I think I hated it at first, but then I'm like, part of me is like, I like the tongue-in-cheek satire of it. And I don't know how well they'll use it going forward. I'm going to keep reading it digitally, but if they use it well, it could be very entertaining. Right. There you go. So let me finish. I got a couple other X titles here. I read this one. What is this one? Secret X-Men is a mess. I hated this book. And I don't have a card or an image for the New Mutants book that dropped this week from Vita Ayala. And I love Vita Ayala's work, but that was not Vita's best stuff. The new issue of New Mutants and this issue right here of Secret X-Men are garbage. Boring, sloppy, horrible artwork, bad characterizations, really not good comics. So don't buy them. Don't buy this one. It's a one-off, I think, Secret X-Men. And don't buy the new issue of New Mutants. Not a good comic. Not a good comic. So there you go. Save you some money there on those books. So this is my weekly catch you up on what I'm reading digitally in the X universe. But now we're going to get to some of the better stuff. Here we've got the X Lives of Wolverine. So Benjamin Percy is running 2 5-issue mini-series simultaneously, The Lives and the Deaths of Wolverine. And the idea is one of them takes place in the past, the X Lives of Wolverine, and he is Jean Grey is going through his memories and allowing him to change history to stop Omega Red from killing Professor X at different moments in history. So it's a crazy Back to the Future time travel kind of thing, this X Lives of Wolverine. Then there's X Deaths of Wolverine, where in the present, we have an amazing chase going on with Mystique being chasing Moira McTaggart. So I've been loving those books. So let's look at those real quick. So this is X Lives of Wolverine. The issues are tricky because of all the time travel stuff and all the different moments in his mind where we are, and Wolverine's mind's already a bit of a mess. So I don't love it, but I've been very much enjoying it, and I'm hopeful that it really blends with the better series, which is X Deaths of Wolverine is phenomenal. It's a great scene. Yeah, I do like Vita. I've met that artist in at cons. Really, really nice, really sweet, but just not her best work. Pre-ordering books. Good morning from Italy. Favorite comic author? Man, that's a tricky one. I mean, probably Chris Claremont, but that's a tricky question. That is a tricky question. Let's see here. What else is going on? Jeff Schultz says he's going hunting. Ooh, good luck. Hopefully you can find some good stuff. I know that in Chicago, Haley, the shy comic girl, said she's going shopping today and going to go look for some stuff. Good morning, AFP&C. How's it going? Claremont on X-Men is one of my favorites all time. I mean, hard to argue against that one. Ex-wives of Wolverine. He has been married a few times, I think. There you go. Look at this Aftershock talk. I love it. So anyways, X Deaths. Wolverine is barely in this comic, which is kind of why I think I really like it. It's really a Moira, like living a Jason Bourne life where Moira is trying to find a way to hide and Mystique is hunting her. And it's so good. So issue 1 was very, very entertaining with a Jane Foster cameo here I mentioned. Really, really great. And then issue 2 dropped this week, and boom, there's that. And I think it might be the read of the week for me. It's a great, great issue. And Moira with danger on all sides and what's going on. The Moira stuff is great. So hopefully X Deaths, which is the better comic, and X Lives blend really well together, because I do think that's kind of the point of both stories, is that slowly they're going to connect, and these will be a 10-issue maxi series instead of 2 5-issue mini series. But that's been great, and I really, really recommend it. If you're an X-head at all, if you liked Inferno, which was kind of Hickman's swan song, X Deaths of Wolverine basically is the continuation of Hickman's Inferno. So at the end of Inferno, Moira has lost an arm. Warlock, the mutant, has given her a bionic one. and they create a little Krakoan portal and they let her run to get away because they know Mystique is coming to hunt her. Now, Mystique can kill her and avoid the mutant power that Moira has because she shot Moira with a dart that killed her mutant gene. So apparently now, if Moira dies, that's the end. She's not a mutant anymore. She's lost her mutant ability. So Moira's got to figure out a way to fix her mutant ability so that if she dies, at least the timeline reboots. Or she's got to get away from Mystique, like escape Mystique. So I love all that stuff. It hurts your head too much. There's too much going on. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot going on. It's too expensive and emotionally torturous. Wow. Well, there's that. It is. Tis but a flesh wound. Tis but a flesh wound. So there you go. There's my X-Men wrap up. If you want Lady Fantastic, every Saturday I can catch you up on the new issues because I'm just reading them digitally. I don't have the space to store them, but some of the stories I'm absolutely loving, like this X Deaths. Some of them I'm absolutely loathing, like the New Mutants currently. So it's a great way for you to get a world view on it and the overarching kind of what's going on without any huge spoilers. You can still read the issues and get a ton of fun. But there you go. There's my information for the day. So it's the weapon that Forge had created that temporarily stripped Storm of her powers during Claremont's run. Yeah, and it's been upgraded for the plan that Mystique had during Inferno. Yeah, if she lost her powers, there will not be a reset. But if she does have her powers, if she can get them back, then she'll get a reset. Put it in the best light you can, because Claremont is where I stay. I mean, that's fair. I mean, he basically crafted what is the modern era of X-Men. So in that way, everything is sort of based on that in some way. The Mangalorean, the parody book, I did not. I passed on that. So hopefully everybody else picked up some good books. If you let me know your favorites in the chat, I always like hearing what everybody else is reading. I can't always get everything these days, but I'm happy to have my pull list be 3 issues these days. I think it was 4 issues last week. I'm feeling better about the amount of money I spend at the shop. And it allows me to buy books like that one right there. Because I recently got a nice copy of first appearance of Poison Ivy. So I was very happy on that. I've been a big fan of that character for a long time. And I've had these like really ultra low grade copies for a long time. But it's nice to finally get a high grade copy. And there's a Kate. Good morning to you, Kate. How's it going?
Good.
The collection of what you got here is quite impressive.
It's very different.
Yeah. You've got 3 books.
I was reading it last night, and it's like nostalgic. And then this one I just finished, and I love this one.
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything. There, we do have a lurker. She just snuck her way in. Big Will says he's reading Wolverine and Hulk, and will be reading the new Ghost Rider series. There you go. And ooh, yes, Catwoman Lonely City is a very good comic, and I can't wait for the 3rd issue as well. That's really, really great stuff. Look, people saying good morning. Air Spider, what is going on? Good morning to you. Ooh, likes the Lois Lane. I mean, that's a great one. That is a great comic. That first Catwoman, Silver Age Catwoman. It's a while. We've sounded Kate in a while. So I was curious, Kate. If you had to pick the 3 favorite for you Batman villains. So I got all these great Batman characters behind us. There's some Joker and some Harley, some Deathstroke, some Catwoman, Scarecrow. I got Bat characters all around behind you. Obviously, Poison Ivy's up there now. It's hard to see, but this is Killer Croc over here. Don't knock over your book. You don't just have to look at these. You know, you've watched the animated series almost completely.
I know.
Uh-oh, you have to pause the show until she finishes her cereal. I mean, that sometimes has to happen, right? Money Shot is hilarious. Very funny. Very funny.
Um,
So, anybody have favorite top 3 Batman villains? You've seen pretty much all the movies too. You've seen a ton of movies.
I like the Scarecrow.
Scarecrow.
Is it Cillian Murphy? Killian Murphy.
You're talking about in the movies?
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy, who
And-
plays the Scarecrow, because he's in all 3 of those movies.
And in the animated series, that one of his episodes is like my all-time favorite Batman animated series episode.
Which one's that?
It's the one where like Scarecrow creates this powder and he scares the athletes with it. Do you remember that? And like it triggers Robin, and that's a very Robin episode. And
Isn't he doing like track and field or something? What's the game he's playing?
He doesn't play anything. It's
his roommate
has football.
That's
and
what it is.
He takes it instead of his roommate. And yeah, and then he like screws up, and it's so cool. I love that episode so much. So probably like Scarecrow's one of them. I don't want to rank them, but like
I love Scarecrow. Great pick.
I like Clayface. He's kind of cool. Like all the ones. Go ahead.
If you guys don't know, Sector 2815, great YouTube channel and a Green Lantern friend. And today I am trying to equalize the Kevin superpower review rankings, because apparently Sector's a little bit ahead of me. I gotta tie him up so that when we play our Green Lantern showdown, we're on equal footing here. But I really, really want to hang out. I'm excited to discuss Great Green Lantern with you at some point, man. Sorry. I know the girls did not want to watch Boba Fett. They did not care.
No.
So I'm the only one watching it, really, and I'm about halfway through. I have not started the Peacemaker show at this point. I think Kate might like Harleen. I think it's intense, but she might like it. Let's see. And I know I'd heard about this Dead handbook. At first, I thought it was the Handbook of the Dead from Beetlejuice, but then I realized what you were really talking
Yeah.
about.
It's a good reference. Though.
No one ever picks Simon the Pie Man. I mean, or the Condiment King.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Bookworm. All right, interesting. Okay. So you said Scarecrow, and you said you don't want to put them in a specific order, but you could pick 3. Okay.
Clayface.
Clayface, good one.
Thank you. I like Clayface. Like the way he like transforms
from the animated series specifically, right? Because I don't know that
Yeah.
you've read many of the comics with him.
Yeah, not really. So, but yeah, I like Clayface. He's like a really cool villain. I don't really like Two-Face that much. I know you like Two-Face.
That's fine. Yeah, Two-Face would make my list, but that's the whole point. This is your list.
Yeah. But
Clayface, I did not see that pick coming. Good one.
Clayface is like so cool. He like transforms into people. Like he's sneaky. And he's really cool. And those episodes are always like pretty good.
JP likes it. He says he would pick Ivy, Scarecrow, Freeze, Harley, and Two-Face, but Selena is not a villain anymore.
I think Dr. Freeze is probably also one of them, just because I love like
Victor Freeze.
Victor Freeze. His backstory.
Batman.
His backstory is really depressing, but it's so fun to watch. Like it's so like.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's in my top. I do like him though.
Freeze is cool.
I think Harley Quinn.
So you'd go. You'd have Scarecrow, Clayface, and Harley. Those would be your 3. Those are good ones. JP's got 2 of those on his list right there, so he's with you for sure. What's up, Miss So? Thank you for coming by and hitting the like button and saying hello to us. We appreciate it. I know that we're all busy on the weekends. Charlie's going to start maybe having some soccer scrimmages on Saturdays in the near future, so that could throw off our Saturdays. Who knows? Heart of Ice, the episode from the animated series, makes Freeze amazing, right?
Yes, I love
So
that
good.
one.
So good. Joker, Riddler, Penguin for Air Spider. Boom, boom, boom. Brother John, good morning to you. C-list email was in the chat over there on Shy Comic Girl Haley's channel this morning. So good to see you again, email. Yeah, I mean, Joker is usually like top on most people's lists, but I know there've been so many versions of the Joker that this version from the comics versus the early animated versions versus when I was a kid, it was the live action TV show, and it was very silly and it was almost cartoony.
Now it's much more aggressive.
Yeah, right. Much more scary. The Batman that Heath Ledger, the Joker that Heath Ledger did, I think left such a mark that everybody feels like that's how he has to look now. And then you
No.
get you've seen the Justice League Joker.
I don't think so. Actually,
Yeah, at the end of the Scott Snyder Justice League, you see
what's his name? Like something.
the actor is Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
And he's got the big like metal teeth thing
Yeah,
going,
his
the grill.
tattoos, I think so.
Tattoos. Yeah. So I mean, they have him at the very end of the Snyder cut,
Oh, I did. I don't think
and
I
he's in
finished it, to be
the
honest.
first Suicide Squad movie, and he's in a few things. He's been a few things in that Snyderverse. I think Heath Ledger left such a mark. It's hard for people to get away from him.
Yeah.
So Joker doesn't make my list because I think he's just so overdone. It's hard for me. But I mean, obviously, he is the iconic one for me.
So I like him. It's just not my top 3.
There's some truth here. I think the Batman, Spider-Man, Rogues galleries have always been top tier. I'm not so sure if I agree about the Flash one, but certainly the Batman and Spider-Man ones have some absolutely iconic Rogues gallery, meaning like the villains group to pull from.
Yeah, Doc Ock and Green Goblin.
Right? There's some great
Sandman.
Spidey villains. Yeah, I like Sandman in the comics as a great
really
character. I think in the movie, not so much. Not so much.
Electro, he's pretty cool.
Oh, as far as a Spidey villain, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's another one I'm forgetting.
There's a ton. I mean, there's just so many, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, obviously, Ivy would make the list for me, and Scarecrow would make the list for me. That third pick would be a tricky one, but it's probably Two-Face in the end. So it'd probably go Two-Face, Ivy, and Scarecrow, in my opinion. He's not comics accurate for sure, Big Will, but I think that they started to then make the comics mirror his performance a little bit. Brother John says, Flash's Rogues get points for me because of how willing they are to team up. Yeah, the Club of Evil. What's up, Char? Good morning. Oh, I was going to show off what you've been working on lately, if that's okay. Charlie's been doing some needlepoint, some embroidery. And look at that. That's the thing Charlie's been making. Isn't that beautiful? It's been a lot of time on it. It came out really nice. I mean, it's not done yet. You're still working on it, but it's really beautiful. Craven is an underrated one, says Bronze Page. That's a good one. He's a good one. And you girls have read so much of the Ultimate Spider-Man, you've kind of seen a whole scattering of all the villains right now. Firestorm has the worst rogues gallery. That's why they're always the characters who died in the Suicide Squad. I mean, that's true. Magic Lasso singing our theme song. Thank you, sir. We did that in Home Ec. There you go. Charlie, we were talking about our favorite Batman villains. You know, there's movies, there's the animated series, there's the comics. You've read a ton of them. Did you have any characters that were like top for you? You don't have to like, Kate was like, just, I'm going to name 3 or 4. Did you have any that were your favorites?
I've always liked the Joker.
The Joker.
But I like the animated one.
Well, yeah, the Mark Hamill. He does such a great job with that voice, right?
Because he's funny, and some of his jokes are actually like really funny, and I can understand. I like Scarecrow because I like his background and how it kind of works.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mad Hatter is very interesting.
Ooh, the Mad Hatter.
And there was one that
not a lot of people picked the Mad Hatter.
Killer Croc.
Ooh, yeah.
Because he's very underrated, and there's a character that not many people know, but Calamity.
Calamity, is that a woman?
She controls like fire. She can make fires things. That's why she creates Calamity.
I don't know Calamity.
She's a bad guy.
She's a Batman villain?
Yeah. And she has a daughter, and that's why her daughter's the main character in the Gotham Academy.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say on the Mad Hatter one, I read a comic called Gotham Central about the cops who work in Gotham. And one of the crimes they were investigating had to do with explosions and trying to figure out what happened. And they find old Mad Hatter like brain bands. And it was a really great comic to make you really realize how creepy the Mad Hatter could be. I had not considered him scary, but you read that storyline and it's like, oh wow,
Bane.
this guy is the nightmare scenario because he can turn anybody into a weapon and force you to do stuff you don't want to do.
The only reason he's like that is because the girl that he liked was taken out by, I think it was like Dick
I
Grayson
would
or something.
argue it's because he is a completely unstable guy who can't
Huh.
handle a girl saying no.
Yeah.
that's the reality for him. It's not on her.
Well, girls should be a little.
Ooh, we got some good
Nicer.
comments here. Brother Joe says Mad Hatter was great in Secret Six. Built him up as a mastermind. Everyone is forgetting who broke the bat. Bane. Love for Mark Hamill's Joker. I do. It's a really fun read. If you guys have never read it, it's Brubaker and Rucka, I believe, were teaming up for certain portions of it. And you can buy it in trades. Most of your shops will have the Gotham Central volumes. They're so good. Yeah, see, there it is. Yeah, Brubaker and Greg Rucka together. What's up, CFAB? Good morning to you. And then you mentioned, gosh, who was the other villain that I was going to? Oh, you mentioned Killer Croc.
Yeah.
And you can borrow it. I just finished reading. Jeff Lemire did a 3-issue Batman story called Robin and Batman, all about the early days when Robin comes to be working, when Dick Grayson comes to be working with Bruce, and Killer Croc figures out who Robin is. He figures out his identity. Why? Because both of them used to work in the circus together. Killer Croc was a circus freak, and Robin was one of the Flying Graysons. So he sees Dick Grayson running around the city with Batman, and he's like, I recognize the costume. I remember the Flying Graysons. That's Dick Grayson. Like, I know that kid. It's a really
he doesn't
cool.
want to hurt him, does he?
Well, he's a bad guy. So it's a great 3-issue miniseries, Robin and Batman. You can probably find them at your local shop. But what a simple, cool concept. The idea that both of them had their origin stories in circuses. Of course, they might have heard of each other, you know? And then what would happen if Croc decided to use that information? Really cool. Really cool. A little love for Cesar Romero. I mean, I did grow up with that version of the Joker. Riddler and Penguin.
Yeah, Riddler and Penguin were very underrated.
The Ventriloquist.
Mm-hmm.
And Doctor Strange, Hugo Strange.
I don't remember Dr. Hugo Strange.
Then we got boom. There you go. Sector read the Batman and Robin and Batman. That was a good one. Riddler's like, what am I, chopped liver? I like the Riddler. I don't love the Riddler. He's entertaining. Gotham Central's great. Crispus Allen becomes Spectre shortly after the series started. There you go. And you know, there's lots of cool characters that get. Like Harvey Bullock gets a chance to kind of shine, so they give a little opportunity to some of those other police officers who are in the background to get a chance to shine a little bit. What's green, inquisitive, and smells? Is it the Riddler's nose? I guess his nose isn't really inquisitive.
Brain. Joker.
I don't know. No Ra's al Ghul love, says JP. I like Ra's.
Oh yeah, and Talia.
He's interesting. He's a solid character. I might need to go after that first appearance one day. I don't know where I'm at with that one.
What is it, Bidwell?
A sick beagle. Beagles are dogs. They're
I was not
curious.
expecting that.
They're not feeling well, so they might be green, and they smell things. There you go.
That's good.
Went the wrong way. Did not expect that to happen. We got a super chat from Simon R. Man, you guys are out of control with these. Another great start to the weekend. Thank you, man. You should totally read it. And if it's free on Hoopla, you better start. You will absolutely love it. You will absolutely love it. But this is for Simon R. Let's do some fun stuff.
One of
Charlie.
the guys are leaving.
What's that?
One of the guys are leaving.
Who's leaving?
Our check.
Oh, AFP and C, have a great weekend, man. I appreciate it. Kate's face when John read Big Will's punchline. There you go. Let me share some branded material. Kate, do you have one you want to play?
Hula.
The hula dance, and here we go. Let's do the animals. And then
Party for myself. I'm having a me party, and I need nobody else.
Beckerwood says Gotham Central back when DC would let a comic of non-star characters go for 40 issues. I totally agree, and it was supremely entertaining. I will say I have not read the final volume. I think it's the fourth. I think there's 4 collected editions. I have not read the last one, but I've loved everything that I've read on it so far. And it might just have been such a great crime series. I mean, it felt like Law and Order Gotham City is what it felt like for me. So I loved it. Borinkin, que onda? Good to see you, sir. Oh, he's got another one. What's red all over, a bit blue, and 2 shades of green.
I was gonna say a bruised penguin for some reason.
Red
Something
all
black.
over, a bit blue, so something that is sad and sick.
Sad and sick tomato.
2 shades of green is usually like seasick. A seasick, sad,
Tomato.
Mm-hmm.
something red. I don't know.
Tomato.
And I did forget to
Octopus.
mention Renee Montoya, who later becomes the Question. Her storyline with Two-Face, because Two-Face, when he becomes Two-Face, he used to be the district attorney. He knew Renee and found out that Renee was gay and outs her. Like, it's a big part of the Gotham Central. Really cool stuff. Batman 181. He's talking about this comic book. 2 shades of green, red all over, and a little blue. That's bad. That's bad. Don't encourage him. Still only read the first volume of Gotham Central. Keep saying I want to get started yet. Hey, you've got a whole show, on this, right? The Gotham Chronicles. You got a whole show. There you go. Is Batman Who Laughs still a thing? I mean, I guess. The Batman Who Pouts. The Batman Who Throws temper tantrums. Big Will has lost Kate.
Yeah,
Kate's over it. She's not having it.
I'm done.
Did you want to share something from your set here? Because Kate brought 3 books, and it's really the fractured mind of Kate.
Yeah, there's a lot going on this morning.
There's a lot. Yeah, you're experiencing a ton of stuff. I'll take
On
that
the
for you.
couch.
I have a joke.
So the first one is called Cinder Enda.
Cinder Edna.
It's quite a. Anyways, it's like an old book that my mom used to read to me. It came out in like 1994, and I don't know. I really like the illustrations. Basically, it's like Cinderella's like neighbor,
Yes.
and she also works for her wicked stepsisters, but she's like more chill. She doesn't complain.
I would say she's industrious, meaning she like solves her own problems and comes up with ideas and inventions and solutions. Like Cinder Edna, she's pretty awesome.
She whistles when she works.
It almost feels like a growth mindset, like positivity kind of thing is the big difference.
And she thinks that sitting in the cinders is like useless, and it just gets her.
Yeah,
Clothes
why sleep
blankets.
by the fireplace and become a cinder?
Yeah, and then like she cleans like random cages for the neighbors and like gets money for it, and like she's really funny. She knows like jokes and stuff. And then instead of like complaining about not having a dress, she like puts a dress on layaway
And pays
she like
for it over
pays
time.
for it.
Yeah.
And then she like puts her like loafers on,
Yep.
and she takes the bus.
Yeah, she doesn't want to wear glass slippers. She wants to be comfortable under her dress. So she wears little slippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't take a chariot. She rides
takes the bus.
she rides the
It's, like,
bus and meets some nice people on the bus, has some conversations. She's always reading books.
yes.
Right?
Smart.
Very smart.
Mhm.
This is Cinder Edna. If the over under is 3, I'm gonna go over. Sorry. She goes to the event,
Yeah,
and the
she-
prince is there.
She thinks he's annoying, and his younger brother.
But the prince has a younger brother, right? Yeah. So like the the prince that everybody is oohing and awing over.
She's bored with.
She's bored with him, but he's got a younger brother who's a lot of fun and likes to dance. So she's dancing on the dance floor with what's his name?
Randolph.
Rupert.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other guy. This guy's Rupert.
Rupert is the younger brother,
Yeah.
and then Randolph was the fancier prince.
And then she has to leave at midnight because the buses close at midnight. That's the last ride.
So she's got to get
She
the last
also
bus of the
leaves
night.
at midnight. And so that's a sus picture.
They each leave a shoe, right? Cinderella leaves a glass slipper. Edna leaves one of her loafers.
And so Rupert is like, that's a stupid idea to go around and like find look at people's feet.
Well, yeah, Randolph is like, I don't know who she is. I've got to go put the shoe on everybody's feet to figure out who is my princess. And his younger brother's like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Why are you
And then
doing
he's
that?
like, you could end up married to a toad. And then Edna she can like list like 16 different types of like tuna casserole.
Yes.
And so he just goes from house to house looking for Ednas who can name more than 16.
Yeah.
And
Of course, he finds her.
yeah.
He finds the woman he's looking for.
And then they get married. And you can show this one.
Yeah,
but
the wedding day.
Cinderella and her, like,
Cinderella
they
and
literally look like
Randolph
siblings.
versus
It's kind of gross. But
Rupert and Edna on the wedding day there.
yeah.
The Lego shows. I have not produced a stop motion one in a while. That's true. I even showed them to Justin. I don't know that Justin's watched them, but I know that I showed a few of them to him. I mean, tuna casserole is the way to people's hearts, right?
And so Cinderella ends up in a big palace and she's so bored and she has nothing to talk about with her husband except, how perfect he is because that's all he talks about. And then whereas the other group, they're like totally happy for the rest
Right,
of
they're
their
having a blast.
because they they take things less serious and they're like cool.
People are hungry for tuna now.
We have tuna.
Yeah, it doesn't. We don't get a lot of rain here in California. Yeah, so if you've got little kids, little nieces, nephews, and you want a fun kids book, like Cinder Edna is a very funny take on the Cinderella mythology. Although in general, I think Cinderella is one of the more awesome princesses. She's pretty cool, except in this iteration.
Yeah, she's not that bad.
Yeah, she works hard. She gets what she deserves by being kind and helpful. But Cinder Edna is even better.
I like
Sleeping
Cinderella.
Beauty.
I like was the live action.
With Lily James, is that her name?
I don't know who this is. No good. I've never heard of this guy. I just buy shirts randomly. What is it?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
It's Morbius. It says right there.
I know.
Morbius. Sorry, what were you saying?
I like Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one of the most beautiful animated films I think that Disney ever did. I think she is a odd character,
She is.
but
She's an odd
That's good.
story. But yeah, Tiana's really cool too. I love the
Tiana's
songs in that one.
Ooh,
So
see?
good.
Kyle's one of our local SoCal homies here. I'm gonna go buy it for my niece. I think they might really enjoy it. I think it's funny. I think it's very entertaining. California is hydrated by the tears of hippies. That's why we're all so salty out here. So that was an awesome one. How are you doing this morning?
Not salty.
You're not salty? I mean, that sounded like a salty thing to say.
That's true.
So good. How was soccer practice? Charlie's got a new soccer team, and they are it's a something kind of team. It's a signature. It's a signature series team, and you guys, well, because comic books can be a signature series comics. But you guys are like, it's a higher level of team, right? It's like there's some really good players on this team. How do you feel about it?
It's awesome.
Is that it?
That's it?
It's better to be on a team where the kids like have been playing for a longer amount of time, so they're better,
Right.
and it's easier to work with them.
Sure.
The coach is awesome. He's really nice,
Nice.
and he is very good at motivating other kids.
Nice. Ooh, Big Will's asking about a creator. So there's obviously Disney and Pixar, all these different companies. One of them was a guy named Don Bluth. He had his own company, and like Hayao Miyazaki and those kind of guys. And Don Bluth did movies like The Land Before Time. Did you ever see those with the dinosaurs? Or
Oh,
an
I've heard of
American
it.
Tale with the little mouse, Fievel Goes West. Somewhere out there. You ever heard that song?
No.
He also did the Rats of Nim, Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim. He did he adapted it as a book, and he adapted the book and called it Secret of Nim. But about the rats and magic and moving Miss Frisbee's home.
That was a funny movie.
Those are the big three that I can remember. I'm sure there's other ones that I know there's Rockadoodle about like
Is that the animated The Land Before Time? Is that the animated dinosaur movie?
I mean, it's one of many. There's lots of them.
Yeah, but like, is there a little like
This one has to do with
a pterodactyl?
there's like a funny little pterodactyl that's
He's
really
orangey. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah.
There's so many previews on older Disney movies.
I got what I got. Rockadoodle. See, there you go. Gotta see it. Rockadoodle. See, there you go. I don't know if those are streaming anywhere because I know that his movies wouldn't be on Disney, right? I don't think they're on Disney Plus. I would like to see you guys play the Comic Gories. It looks like fun. Have you played, John, or just us? I have played, I think, 3 times, and JP has played 2 or 3 times. Usually, I was always playing against the boy who had 7 because when we weren't hosting, we would play head to head. And I will say, I think I've won only 1 or 2 times of the 3 or 4 that I've played. So I'm not great. Secret of Nim is a great one. And if you've never read the book, I will say the book, Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim, is a phenomenal book that I read with my 5th graders when I taught 5th grade. It was a great book. But we used to do it every once in a while on like April Fool's Day or something in that, play a messed up version of the game. We even had, I think, Lady Fantastic and Rob Wurst, if I'm not, no, maybe it was JP and Rob Wurst create the Comic Gories for us once so that Matt and I could play head to head. I think we had a couple other guests as well, but we played Comic Gories with JP and Rob Wurst of Not Near Mint organizing it, right?
The Riki Tiki.
Riki Tiki Tavi.
That's the thing at Disneyland.
It's a character from the Jungle Book novels.
Mm.
And so it comes in and out of the Jungle Book books, but I don't know that it ever made it into the animated
Who did
movies.
it?
Werewolf by
love
Lunchtime.
it.
How are things down under?
We're gonna take a
Who
quick
sing
break
too?
to show a random talent that we have just found.
You've refused. I have not. I'm not. I don't. I try not to refuse a lot of things. So I know that you are happier sitting on your side of the screen than you are on the playing side. That's for sure.
We're gonna take a
Who's
quick
that?
break.
He watched Sing 2.
What?
We're gonna
Sing? Oh, the sequel. And was it any
Is it
good?
good?
You liked the Sing number 1, right? You thought that was pretty funny.
I have the songs on my
we're
iPhone.
gonna take a quick break to show a random talent somebody in this room can do.
What is the random talent that you can do?
I don't. You go. The thingy.
Oh, goodness. There's an animated show. Okay, I didn't know that. Actually, we haven't refused. We just haven't talked about it yet. I know you don't want to play. I know. So we have not watched it yet. It's up here on the shelf. We have not watched it yet. We do need to get around to watching that. Absolutely.
The book's on my shelf.
The book is on your shelf
Mm-hmm.
because the DVD is over here
Mhm.
somewhere. I mean, I'm just pointing kind of randomly, but I think it's right in there, right behind. This is the Joker, right behind the Joker pop. In my eye.
Actually, do the thing.
It was great. Good.
The book? You like the book? Nice. Watch it right meow.
Yeah, we have to watch after the show.
You're fully awake now. You had your 2 bagels. You're ready to go.
Let's go watch a movie.
Movie time for Charlie. She's ready to go. Did you want to share another thing? You want to share it?
Do you want to share it?
Charlie, you might have to leave.
Oh goodness, we're not going to get too graphic and we're not going to go
Ooh,
into
what's
too
that
much
book?
detail here. But Kate finally finished it. She finished it.
You finished it.
The giant Stephen King book that she wanted so desperately for her 14th birthday. She was like, I want to read this book because there's a cute boy in one of the movies and it sounds interesting to me. Plus, I'm scared of clowns and I want to face that fear. I want to feel that fear. So Kate read it. She read it.
I liked the
She read
ending.
it. Like, it was really cool. She actually read it.
And now it looks like you could argue Lady Fantastic is telling you to watch it.
Yes.
You
Help
do
me
wanna-
convince him.
You want to watch it. I understand. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's any bigger than any other version. It's
The book
basically
is so much more.
it's
inappropriate
basically a
than the movie.
1,200 page novel. It's a big. It is a big book.
Yeah, it's a giant version.
Your version was less cool. I mean, all right.
Front's kind of spooky.
It's a good exercising tool.
Uh-huh.
If you got if you're a Jason Bourne style and you want to beat somebody up, you just pound away with it. Lift that weight. Get it.
Can I have it back to you?
No, it
Ow.
looked that like
Get it.
you wouldn't know if I was actually doing it.
The Weird Science trade from EC, but hasn't arrived or hasn't read it yet. There you go. So, okay. Firstly, thumb up or thumb down. Did you like the book? Okay. Secondly, if you had to give it a score out of 10,
Oh,
10 being perfect,
8 or 7.
0 being horrible, you would give it a 7.5,
Mm-hmm.
which is like a C, like a middle C.
Yeah, maybe a B.
8,
Yeah, an 8.
80% right there at the B level. Okay. You want to tell us how you feel now that you finished it?
Yeah, it's so funny to say that. Like, now you finished it. It's the actual name of the book, but
I'm having fun with the title.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But like, I don't know. It was like pretty good, but if you don't know, the book like jumps between their like past and their present.
Mhm.
So it jumps between like 1958, I think,
When they were
to
kids.
1985, somewhere in there. And so it jumps to kids and adults, and it's like I do not like the adults part
Because you're like, I don't care about adults. I like
No.
grown-ups.
because
I
there's
want
no
the kids,
action.
man.
It's just like description about their lives, and I'm like, I don't care. I just want them. to
There was
have
definitely
life.
some action because you came in at one point, you're like, they killed this guy.
Yeah, but that was at the end. That's different.
Brother John's mentioning The Stand, which is another like 1,200 page Stephen King book that's like just a beast. I think those are his 2 longest ones, right, John? I can't remember another one that was any longer than those 2. I mean, I know that he wrote in general pretty long books like 1127. What is it? 11 the
Oh,
sorry, the
it's
JFK one.
book. 11:4, I thought.
And that one's pretty big, but I don't think it's 1,200
No, this one's way
pages.
bigger.
It's pretty big. What's up, Delta?
I got it a little CFAB. I got it a little before like my birthday, so like somewhere in like late November. But I like put it away for a while. Like I read it almost all through December, and then I like gave up kind of in January because I was in a really like tough little like really boring adult part that I did not want to have to read. And so I didn't start it again till like a few days ago, and then I finished it. I
Because you
only
were
had,
really
like-
motivated to get it done. You were like, I want to get it.
Yeah. I only had like, I don't know, like 200 pages left. So I read like 200 pages in like 4 days, probably.
I think this is a very underrated book and a horrible movie. Do not watch the movie, folks. But if you've tried Michael Crichton's The Sphere book, I think it's a great book. But I think it's a lot less. I think it's like, I don't know, 700 pages, somewhere in there. All right.
I thought the
Um,
ending was really good.
You liked the ending to it. You liked how it ended.
There was this whole sequence with like Bill at the end where I was like, this is not needed.
Hmm.
If it had just ended like, I don't want to spoil the ending.
You're saying that he went on a little too long at the end?
The epilogue was useless to me. I still read it, but I didn't think he needed it.
Okay.
If it had just left at the end, that would have been good. I would have given another point.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, good point. Battle Delta mentioning the dome. Under the Dome is a book that he wrote about a city that gets trapped under some kind of electromagnetic sphere, and they're stuck and they're living their own lives underneath the dome. And that's a really long one too. I have not read that one, but that's supposed to be a really long one too. So now that you've finished this book, do you have any favorite parts? And you were like, oh, that's really cool. I mean, if it's super inappropriate, just say as best you can. But did you have any parts in I know you're eating. I'm trying to drag my question out. Any parts in that book that you were like, wow, this was really scary, funny, amazing? Like any sequences that you really thought were good? Yeah, that's it right there, Simon. Yeah, that's it. That is it. Oh, and over here, I got the thing. The thing is over here, and it's right there.
Okay, sorry. So I don't know. I really liked like the vicious murder scenes with the children.
I mean, that's what you're there for, right? That's why you bought your ticket, is the scary monster killing people things.
Yeah, I bought a ticket. I'm not going back. But like all the so Pennywise eats children.
Yes. I mean, let's not get too graphic, but yeah.
Yeah. So like the scenes where like he will go after one of them.
Yeah.
He's so spooky. He's like a boggart almost from like Harry Potter.
That's the twist, right? Is that he is not just a clown.
Yeah, he's
a clown to certain people.
Jillion things, whatever you're scared of, it like adapts to it.
Good reference, the Harry Potter reference.
Well, that's what it reminded me of. Yeah.
As it should. I'm sure that the boggart idea was based on several things, including probably Pennywise.
It's just like spooky, but all the like creepy murders, because there's one that's like Edward Corcoran, I think.
Okay, Cochran,
yeah, and his murder in the book is like
Eddie. Isn't that?
No, it's a different Eddie.
Oh, okay.
The other one's Eddie Kaspbrak, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's hard to pronounce those names. You just come up with your own way in your head to say it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big Will, I would say one of the best ways to get around that, if because I know people that have like issues with their eyes, dyslexia, things that make it really harder. Books on CD and books on tape and Audible, where you can just put it on your phone and put your headphones in while you're washing dishes or driving somewhere.
It's really helpful.
It's really a fun way to listen. Like if you know you're going on a long drive, I got to drive down to Florida to pick up these comics. Digital, because some of these performers who read these books are incredible, and it's a fun way to hear a story that you might really want to check out. And you just listen to it. You're just listening to it like a podcast or a YouTube like a show or whatever. It's a fun way, and every book basically is available like that now. So it's designed for people that are that reading a book normally just doesn't work. I've used it for students in the past too. So that they can put headphones on, plug in, and listen to the story and work on reading strategies. But music, yeah, I get you. You got to balance your things. What you like to do. You don't have to, do it all.
I don't have any Actually, I do have a least favorite character. I really, really don't like Henry Bowers. Obviously, he's the bully.
He's the bully bad guy who escapes the jail, or the sanitarium or whatever, and comes after them, right? Because it's like tricks them into him yeah. I remember that beat. He's
so annoying, and he's like ugly.
He gets traumatized in the kid version and then
it haunts him for
lives in the hospital. Yeah. So is there a book you want to read next, Kate? This is the question I was going to get to. So JP's right where I was thinking of going.
I started Carrie.
Yeah, I said, Kate, if you want to, I recommended her try Carrie. Firstly, it's a shorter Stephen King book.
It's very short, yeah.
Secondly, it's all the kid stuff. There is no adult stuff. It's about a teenage girl. And thirdly, I think it has a pretty solid ending. So I kind of feel like in that level, it ticked all the boxes that you would want. How far are you into that? You just started it, right?
Oh, I think I'm only like 5 or 6 chapters in.
And
It's really good so far. Like it, I obviously can't compare it to anything in my life, but like it has like how I imagine high school is going to be.
oh, goodness. Hopefully your high
Not
school
like
experience
that.
is not like Carrie's.
No,
That would
I
be
mean like
scary.
how some of the people interact with each other, like how the teachers interact and how like
Okay.
the nice students interact with her. And so far it's really good. I like Sue.
Is that her friend?
I think so.
I
yeah.
can't remember. It's been
Sue
so long
Snell,
since
I
I've
think?
read or seen that. They've made 2 movies, one when I was a kid and then one recently.
Oh, that was the one with the new one was with the girl from Hugo.
Yes,
Carrie.
Chloe Moritz.
I thought
So,
it was-
You know, I recommended that one. Are there any other Stephen King books that you already know you want to read, or have you not really heard many of
I
his
want
books?
to read. Was it the Four Seasons? Because that's the one that has Stand by Me.
It's called Different Seasons.
Different Seasons.
4 Seasons is a hotel.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And it's actually a series of orchestral pieces by Vivaldi.
So
Different
random.
Seasons. Yeah, the 4 short stories, Shawshank, Apt Pupil, Stand By Me, which was called The Body, and then the other one I can't remember.
Mhm.
So, okay, Different Seasons. That's a great one.
Yeah, and
Salem's
The Body.
Lot, says Grandmaster. He listened to that while washing dishes. There you go. The Long Walk. I don't know that I know that one. Ooh, Movie World. Hello to you. He says, if you like Stephen King, perhaps you'll read some of his hard case crime books that he wrote before he became famous. I didn't even know that. There you go. Thanks for the info drop and for coming by, man. The visual of Big Will flying down the road with Open Your Heart blaring out the window is amazing. I mean, it's, you know, I could feel him in the Madonna.
Material Girl.
Yeah. Material Girl. That's a jam.
And Frozen, the one we were listening to last night. Remember?
Oh, by Madonna. Not from, yeah, not the one, not the Disney movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear songs and Frozen, and that's where my head goes.
Oh,
Different Seasons. 3 are good, and no one remembers the 4th. Right? I can't even remember the name or the subject matter of the 4th book. 3 of them are iconic, but that one, yeah, I don't know. Big Will just
Can I
no.
share something?
Wait, can I say
Wait, let her finish, and then you can share. You'll be next.
Okay, my favorite character, I'm really stuck between like Bill and like Beverly.
That's the love story, right?
Yeah.
The main love story of Beverly
triangle
and
with
Bill.
Ben, too.
And Bill lost his little brother at the beginning, right?
Yeah. So Bill made me cry. Like the only time I cried in the book was when like Bill was like screaming or like crying about it.
His brother dying.
And so that
At the
that made
beginning.
me really depressed.
Sure.
But that was like really, really good.
Mhm.
And like Bill is my favorite character probably.
He tells the story. He's the main character, right? So that makes sense.
Yeah, of course Richie's funny.
And then
because,
everybody
like,
loves Beverly because she's the one girl, and
she's
all the
so
boys have a crush
cool,
on
yeah.
her.
But yeah. And sorry. But like Richie's pretty funny too. He's like the comedic relief. But like I don't know. He's not
Beep
that
beep
funny.
Richie.
Yeah,
Beep,
beep beep Richie.
Beep beep.
What more for me too, Mrs. K?
What's that?
That's from the movie.
Oh. All right. So now I know you want to watch the movie,
I want to watch the movie.
but you don't
You're
want to
not,
watch part
Charlie.
2 because you don't want to watch any of the adult stuff. You just want to
The-
watch the kid
the-
stuff.
The second one has kid stuff, and I like the adults. I've seen like the trailer and the clips. from
I
it.
have not seen the second film because I heard it was pretty mediocre because the second part of the book is the worst part of the book.
Can we?
But I'm not
trust me?
promising at any point soon. But at some point, she will probably convince me. It just won't be, right now.
Finish the book. Just watch it.
So
Well, it'll happen. I'm not saying it'll never happen.
in art school,
Okay, so Charlie's got some art pieces that she wants to share from her art class. This one?
Mhm.
Which one does it go like this?
yeah, you can put it anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
And if you tilt it a certain way, the gold shows better.
And there's some gold. It's gold. There it is. That's pretty. Got another one?
This one's like a more
What?
background.
They all float. Yeah. There's a little bit of the gold in this one too.
I didn't put as much in that one or the next two.
That's my favorite. You could draw like
This one?
planets on it. No, the one that you just.
They're
showed.
fun backgrounds, right?
Mhm.
I like this one a lot. I feel like this also would be like a fun play.
Ooh, yeah, there it is, that gold. Ooh, look at that. Fun
This one is just
shine.
sparkly more.
Yeah, this one's got sparkles.
That one I would like also kind of look like a galaxy. My favorite one is the last one.
All right. We got two more.
This one is just how you tilt the angle. You have to be able to see it. If you don't see the
These are
gold,
fun.
it's not as pretty.
Yeah, read The Green Mile if you want to cry. That's a sad Stephen King one. That's a beautiful one, though.
Will you
Ooh,
tilt it?
Charlie, yeah.
What about the girl who's like obsessed with what's his name?
The
Basically,
girl who loved Tom Gordon.
That's it.
That's a short
Oh,
that he wrote. That's really, it's not no monsters and horror. It's just about surviving in the wild.
Someone asked us something. About,
Sure,
like,
good. Oh yeah, because Michael and Riley are coming down this area, and they were hoping to meet us at Disneyland at some point. So yeah, I've got to have that conversation with my wife, and see if we can make that happen, because that would be a whole lot of fun.
mhm.
So you got to remind me on Instagram when you guys are coming down, so I make sure that I've got it all blocked
Planned
away in
out.
my brain here. I liked the first two films. The second was good. Just don't give me the nostalgia feeling.
I think
Yeah,
he's talking about it.
yeah, I think he is. Yeah. Let's see. Kate's ready to read and watch all the horror movies. Yeah, yeah. Everybody's got their interest in some of that stuff. Jay Hood, what's going on?
What's going on?
Loved art school, says Big Will. I took it all the way through high school. Don't know why I stopped. Because most of us have like other priorities that take over, but a lot of us go back to it at some point. You might consider just for the fun of it, doing some painting or whatever.
And this is super easy. You just need shaving cream
Shaving cream.
and
Paint?
It's like a watercolor, like a liquid watercolor. So you
It's a paint.
squeeze it in the bottle,
Uh-huh.
and that's it. You need like a fork or something like
And then
push
you
it around,
swirl it around.
and then you just take a paper and you push it down,
There you go.
and you peel it off.
I
and
feel
then
like they
you
are
do
a background and you
squeegee
could put something on it. I
in.
don't
It is
know.
a background.
So what are you going to put on them?
This is just the one. There are some of them that I don't want to ruin.
Oh,
Like this is a
I don't want to
background.
ruin it.
This is the background that I'm gonna use,
Nice.
and you can use them for Valentine's Day cards.
Nice. Oh, you could. We've gone way over the normal time here, or not way over, a little bit over. I think we're going to move on with our day. I don't think we're going to get to this one, but you
No,
shared
it's
this one
not.
before.
Yeah, I still want to.
I am going to be on Superpower Review Kevin's show this evening. I believe that's 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. So be ready and watching for that. I'll be over on his channel. Tomorrow at noon, I'm on Raging Cajun's channel, JD. And then there's no D&D on Sunday because of Super Bowl Sunday. But I might get to do an unboxing with JP either today or tomorrow. So also be ready for that. It's not the how, Charlie. It's time and space. There you go. I don't have many higher priorities than doing art. There you go, Jade Hood. Thank you for coming and catching the tail end, 4Color. I appreciate that. Downright says, got into an art kick a couple years ago and drew the It Clown. Not a great artist, but I might have to send it to you, Kate. There you go. I don't know that she'll put it up in her room. She tends to cover those kind of things at night because she's like, I don't need it staring at me while I go
I
to
have
sleep.
my Spock guy still up. He had the green eyes.
Spock is pretty cool.
I still have him up.
That's
Plus,
the one
I have
that
a bunch of, like,
Mr. Miracle made for
Stranger
you,
Things.
right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't seen Mr.
That's cool.
Miracle.
Yeah, we haven't seen Dave for a while. He's got his YouTube channel though. We can check in on his stuff. We are going to head out though. We will check in with you guys all again later. And the next time I'm on my channel is Tuesday night for Omni X-Men. So I'll see you all Tuesday night if I don't see you before then. Take it easy, gang. Good night or morning.